is the match referee. Here is a guy who is under the spotlight tonight, and how. Zach Hardacre. He had a truly brilliant 2017 until the very last week of the season. He was suspended pre the grand final, and we all know what happened. Castleford fell in a little bit of a heap. Zach Hardacre had to suffer a long ban, and he came back to Wigan at the start of this season. The 2015 Man of Steel, the first time back at Castleford since his 2017 ignominious departure. But here is Joe Bullock, one of the new kids on the block for the Wigan Warriors this year. He has started amazingly, his 10th appearance. What a start to his Super League career it has been. But it's Castleford who are getting in very quickly in the tackling and trying to keep Wigan penned in their own half of the field. And that's what they've done so far for the opening 3 tackles of this match. As Romain Navarrete gets to his feet, plays the ball to Lulawai. Here is George Williams. He drops the ball off to the returning Joe Greenwood. Decent tackling again from Castleford. 4 gone, only 34 metres made, still deep inside their own territory. They are the Wigan Warriors. And now they get into Castleford's half of the field via the boot of Tommy Lulawai.
Well, a decent first set of 6 from Wigan, but they know that they're going to be challenged. Big physical Castleford side, led by the likes of Liam Watson, Adam Milner, who really look to rip into the Wigan forwards. Won't expect any change out of the cast set of 6.
James Clare.
I think, Eddie, when you look at the speed that both sides have got, it's who's going to crack first, who's going to jump the line and make that mistake.
Jesse Senilefeo going, or we hoped he was going down the left-hand side, but quickly closed down by Willie Isa. Here comes Grant Millington now. Lulawai missed him, Bullock got there in the end, and Lulawai did too, coming in last man in the 3-man challenge. This is Liam Watts now. Liam Watts, the form prop forward in Super League this year, and nice with the pass there from Millington to Truman, and Truman gets to the line, but he's turned over on his back. And he's held up just short. It's the last tackle here. Shenton gives it to Massey. Nathan Massey for the line. Good Wigan defence. Oh, yes, good Wigan defence on their own goal line.
Well, that shows how important having a decent late offload when the defenders think that they've got you, and all of a sudden you've got a player who's got the ability to get his arm free, and then you play off the back of that, and Massey going ever so close, but 3 players stopping him from grounding that ball over the line.
Knock on then from Nathan Massey. It was on the last, so hence the turnover. Castleford will be wondering what might have been had Luke Gale, Jamie Ellis and Jordan Rankin been out there. Ball sideline, Paul McShane suspended. This is the first of a 3-game ban. Halfback has been a major problem for them all year, and it began before the season got going when Luke Gale had to be taken out of the firing line because of a season-ending injury.
You could add Ben Roberts as well, Eddie, to that list, couldn't you, of halfbacks or potential halfbacks, dangerous, quick players who at times have really created opportunities for their teammates. As Wigan shift it, as they have done, inside their own half, looking to gild out with his speed out wide on the left.
The work by Igodu, though, who got to him very, very quickly. Burgess waits at dummy half. Bit of help there from James Clare as well. Williams up and over the top. It was risky business. It got over the top of Grant Millington, and that was Jared Sammett's kick to the corner. Good kick it is too.
Well, a good get out of jail kick by Jared Sammet, but nice hustle from Castleford Tigers, really putting pressure on the kickers of Sammet and George Williams. They've started this game particularly well in defence, Castleford Tigers, getting up quick, picking up the Wigan players, attacking players with the ball and driving them back, and they almost, when they have possession, come away with the first try. And Adrian Lamb knows that Castleford are on tonight. We only had a couple of minutes, but they look like they're in the mood.
Well, Castleford, as I said, won the first 4 rather of 2019. They've lost 3 of the last 4. These injuries and suspensions won't help them, as they are aiming to avoid a 3rd successive defeat. Millington is forced back to his own 10-metre line. Here is Matautia, and Darryl Powell, the man who decided to thrust him well and truly into the battle here tonight by playing him at scrum half alongside the young Jake Truman. Liam Watts gives it to Massey, and Wigan defenders again in very quickly to keep him inside his own half of the field. Here is that man Truman, left-footed. He separates Burgess and Hardacre. Now then, Hardacre getting his hands on the ball for the first time. Predictable response from the Castleford Tigers supporters, and a big hit from Millington, and finished off by Liam Watts. No matter what he does tonight, Zach Hardacre, as far as Castleford are concerned, in their supporters, he can't win.
Well, I think those ladies that Fraser Dainton interviewed before the game, they would have been leading that chant from the Cas fans. It's going to be a difficult night for Zach Hardacre, but it's one of those things, Eddie, that you thrive on things like that when the crowd boo you.
I think Darryl Paul might find those two ladies and bring them in for special coaching on the Cas players in the aggression stakes.
So down the right-hand side, Wigan, by Isa to Sargentson. Last tackle, though, coming up here for Wigan. Defence is on top at the moment. Summit this time goes the aerial route. And Williams is after it, and he gets it too from an onside position. Ball comes back to Samet. Samet gives it then to Luluwai, goes wide here. Oh, that was a flying leap for the corner. But it's a knock-on. No try from Manfredi.
I'll tell you what, it's the second time though Wigan's improvisation on the last play to keep the ball alive almost came up with something. It's brilliant defence there, isn't it? There's no way he scores, he drops the ball. The referee says it's a tap on the 20, but some electrifying pace out wide there from Wigan.
He's only just short, isn't it?
It's a big effort, that, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
I think if you look at it, his heel might have actually touched the whitewash as well. So I think if it would have been a question for video referee James Child, it might have been chalked off anyway.
Special effort from the wingers.
It was.
We've already talked about it in the studio, the lads, about the quality of depth that Wigan have got in that back line.
Here's Igodu. Igodu almost through a couple of challenges. Importantly, Hardacre was there. That's Milner. Here is Millington. Castleford have switched defence into attack quickly. And Callum Turner, the fullback, plays the ball 3 metres away from the line. Milner gets it away again to Seni Lefeo. Last tackle coming up here then for Castleford. They've gone from one end of the field to the other here this set.
Offside.
There's a penalty here, Eddie.
Reaching round, is it?
Yeah, penalty for offside. Interfering with the man who's passing the ball from dummy half. Poor penalty to give away, really. It got to the back end of the set.
I think that was the last tackle, wasn't it?
It was the last tackle, yes.
So another set of 6 coming at this Wigan defence as Massey carts it in on the first one. Milner is behind him. Misses out Liam Watts. Looping ball over the top to James Clare. Burgess went for the interception. Clare is pulled down by Gildart. And also by Greenwood. Now it's with Truman again. Drops the pass off to Liam Watts. Watts grits the teeth and goes for the line. Held up. Here is Matautia. Matautia dancing in front of the Wigan defenders, running laterally, looking to straighten it up. Does so now with the pass to Lefeo. Gets it back again. Dabs the ball to the in-goal area. Hardacre with a lot of work to do. And he takes the ball over the dead ball line, goal line dropout. Third successive set of 6 against this Wigan defence on the way.
It turned out to be a good play, really. Matautia bouncing across the line, looking to pick up one of his teammates. Then all of a sudden, there's nobody there. So he just drops it onto the boot. It's good weight on it. I said before about Peter Matautia, when you look at him, he isn't a genuine runner of the ball. Made more carries than any other player in the Cas jersey. So you know what he's going to do. If you're a Wigan defender, it's red alert when he gets the ball.
Goal line dropout then from Hardacre. Gets to the halfway line. Matautia will give it to Grant Millington. 250th career appearance for Grant Millington, by the way, including 55 in the NRL for Cronulla and Canterbury. Such an important player to this Castleford Tigers side as well, as is Milner. Here is Truman. Truman gets it wide. Nice work from Turner. Interestingly, we've got the last 2 young players of the year on show here tonight. This man Truman and Oliver Gildart of Wigan. This is George Williams though now.
Well, that's got to be better though. He had some options outside of him, but he's got to make sure that when he delivers that pass, it hits his man.
Wigan trying to get this ball away from their own line in the shape of Gildart. Just a bit of a slack pass that.
Well, if they want to win Wigan, they've got to show an ability to defend their own try line without conceding points. There were several players there that Castleford had attacking them, and at the times you have to say Wigan's defence looked as strong as it did last week when they kept the Catalan Dragons to 0.
Hardacre has lost the ball illegally, gets the penalty.
Oh, well, that penalty awarded to Zach Hardacre from Chris Kendall. That's won the fans over. You see when he goes down, was there a hand in there? Did his hand just come over the top and just nudge that ball forward? And nevertheless, a big set of 6 here now for Cass and Jake Truman.
Yes, they begin this set 30 metres away from the Castleford line. And here is Jared Samet. And the big man Bullock will take it forward. 2 big men greet him in the shape of Watts and Millington. Luluai, Navarrete, Wrench prop forward. 12 metres away from the Tigers line, and Luluai gives the ball to Williams. Williams a short pass. This is Greenwood. Greenwood will be carried over the line. Does he get the ball down? Well, he's saying he does. And Chris Kendall will hand this upstairs to James Child, and they have a try on the field. So has Joe Greenwood opened the scoring here for the Wigan Warriors?
Well, he picks out a Gordu, doesn't he? Joe Greenwood's created havoc on this left edge for Wigan all year. Big, powerful back rower that he is. And when he gets the ball, he's picked his target straight away. And as he's getting over the line, he gets rid of it, Gordu. Does he fall off the tackle? Has Joe Greenwood still got hold of the ball? The referee, Chris Kendall, was in a decent spot just behind that plate. Does he ground the ball here?
Oh yes, he's got that down. Joe Greenwood showing tremendous strength to get rid of a Gordu.
Well, he's back from a 1-match ban, is Joe Greenwood. He turned 26 on Tuesday of this week. England international at the back end of last year. And this is going to be given the green light by James Child, the video referee. Wigan take the lead after 10 minutes here at the Menderhose Jungle, courtesy of Joe Greenwood.
Joe Greenwood, the big, powerful presence that he's got. Give him early ball, hang around for those late offloads. There was an offload he put in last or the week before against Salford. Here's the penalty from Hardacre. And Greenwood's offload in that game against Salford was reminiscent of Joel Tompkins, the man he replaced. Joel Tompkins was also a player who could do this, shrug off players, score tries, carrying players over the line, and that's a perfect start for the Warriors.
Always difficult, Eddie, when you're defending. Peter Matauti, your back's off. The Gordu's got his feet planted. There's no movement forward. Try and stop a big man like that. Very difficult.
Now then, he'll have to try and keep his concentration here. The Castleford fans are right behind him. They're letting him know that they are there. And Hardacre has missed. And you can hear the reaction.
All the great half-backs do something just momentarily before they pass the ball. Just watch the little skip here there. It just pauses the defence. They have to go back on the heels momentarily. And then it's given Joe Greenwood the initiative there in that one-on-one challenge. Obviously, 2 men come around him. He gets over the line, and he's good enough to get it down. His play on the left's been brilliant recently. Last week he was outstanding, and again, he set up that first try with Joe Greenwood. Him and Gildart outside him, they're going to enjoy this game tonight.
Well, I'm sure that they are. Of course, the rumours continue to abound in the Australian media that in 2020, George Williams will be playing in the NRL for the Canberra Raiders. Waiting confirmation or denial, either way, by the Wigan Warriors. But at the moment, Williams could be the key to getting Wigan up this Betfred Super League table. They're leading here by 4 points to 0, and here's a deep kick from inside his own 40-metre zone by Luluai. Went very long. But
on the third tackle as well, Eddie.
Yes, and it wasn't quite the right angle for all of that, but look where Alan Turner has to run the ball back from.
Well, kick early, but it's what the defensive attitude's like following that kick. Good kick to trap them down near the line. What can they come up with here?
Well, the Wigan defence so far is standing firm, I must say. Early on in the season, and notably in the World Club Challenge against the Roosters, it wasn't Wigan's defensive performance that we've come to recognise, but they've obviously been doing some work on the training pitch. And Watts, he gets the ball away, finds Milner. Here is Truman again, grab over the top, and that's out on the full, and that won't help.
And that was another early kick. Both sides choosing to kick early. Wigan on the third, Castleford on the fourth. It comes from an offload, and it seemed a strange time to put a kick in, but Jake Truman, the only recognised halfback in the partnership with Matautia, wants to bank some distance, possibly drift the ball over the sideline and slow it down.
Well, he missed the playoff semi-final against Wigan last October. He was sorely missed as well after 27 consecutive appearances, Jake Truman. But he got 3 tries on his full debut against Wigan in September 2015, a 38-20 win at the DW Stadium. 2017, I beg your pardon. Making him older than he is. I know how he feels. Luluai now attacking the line. Here is Gildart. Bit of space for Oliver Gildart. No, more space for Gildart. And Gildart gets the second Wigan try in quick succession. And the champions are leading here by 8 points to 0. Adrian Lamb's men off to the best possible start. And Oliver Gildart, his 4th try of the season for Wigan.
Well, it's the perfect start that Adrian Lamb would have been looking for. And you can see the footwork. We talked about it in the studio before the game. Whenever this man gets the ball, he causes some problems. He's got good vision, he's got good awareness, and just look at the footwork there. The little skip, the little in and away, just get to go to interested, and he just backs off, and that opens up for Oliver Gildart. And Adrian Lamb, well, he's pleased with the start.
It's the effort at the play the ball from Oliver Partington. He plays the ball quicker than the defensive line from Castleford is set. I think actually, when we look at it again, we might see Oliver Holmes is completely out of position. And those defenders on the right-hand side for Castleford Tigers, backpedaling, just can't cope with this golden left edge of Wigan that's been so productive last week. And it looks like with 15 minutes on the clock, it could be the same tonight.
Powell just reviewing the situation on his laptop. I just wonder, having seen a quick shot of Adrian Lamb celebrating that try as Hardacre lines up this conversion attempt, second of the night. I just wonder if Adrian Lamb is in a similar position right now. And Hardacre's missed again. I just wonder if he's in a similar position right now to Oli Gullah Solskjaer at Manchester United. He's on trial almost for the big job next year, because I don't think Sean Edwards is coming, Phil.
No, he didn't make the same start though, did he, as Solskjaer did at Man United, but I'll tell you what, that's been a fantastic start to the game by Gildart there. I think the greatest attribute, Eddie, that any back can have in rugby league is to be able to change direction without losing speed, and Gildart showed that there exactly. Changing direction, got it in and away from his opposite man, and that was a fantastic. We're going to have 2 chances to score and come up with 2 tries.
That's a big hit on Bullock. And he tried to run the ball out from the kick-off. That's a long pass from Luluai in front of his own sticks.
Well, width in their own half. They've done it successfully now, and again
Gildart is elusive. He's got Williams with him. Gives it to Williams. Beautiful pass. Beautiful try from Wigan. George Williams. 2 in 2 minutes for the Wigan Warriors. Champion style. Champion style from Wigan. And I tell you what, they've had the horror start in 2019. These supporters and everyone watching at home suddenly knows Wigan are back.
Well, this is wonderful width from the play of the ball. A couple of booming passes gives Oliver Gildart a one-on-one. And we've already talked about his balance. Look at this. 1 pass, 2 pass, and there's an extra one there. Good strength, good balance. And this is just instinctively knowing that on my right shoulder will be my buddy George Williams. I can offload that ball knowing he's going to be there. Terrific stuff from Wigan.
Well, you know, the Wigan fans wanted a new coach to bring a new style of rugby. This is sensational attacking play. They've shifted it wide and they've handed the speed there to strike from distance, back to back. That really does put a dent now into this Tigers team.
Well, here is Hardacre with his 3rd conversion attempt. This is a little easier. And this time he finds the mark straight between the uprights. And Wigan have raced into a 14-0 lead after just 17 and a half minutes.
Well, Wigan look to shift this ball, because look at the numbers that get in onto Joe Bullock. He whirs that tackle, then all of a sudden he gets down, he plays it quick. George Williams recognises that there's some space out wide, gives it to Oliver Gildart. It's a defensive line that's going sideways. They've opened themselves up, and then there's space on the inside for the man who spotted it and created it.
Well, they found form in the last fortnight, have the Wigan Warriors. There's no doubt about that. And you know, their only win here in the last 6 years was a 33-26 victory in May of 2016. Josh Charnley scored 2 tries. Matty Smith, 6 goals and a drop goal. 2 players who now, of course, are plying their trade elsewhere.
Eddie, and that was interesting from Cass. A couple of kickoffs, they've gone to Joe Bullock, but he's made good ground. He's played the ball quick. So instead of going to Bullock, they go to Navarrete on that one.
Zach Hardaker's thinking there, I think, about a 40-20, but didn't quite get the angle right, so Callum Turner can run this back, but only as far as Hardaker himself.
It could be, and that's the second time they've kicked on the third after points. It could be they've set themselves and said, when we've scored, we'll knock a couple of tackles out, then get it far down the field and challenge Cass to get up the other end, back in their own defensive capability.
Well, it's 14-0 to Wigan. Last week, Castleford was second best for much of the game. Leeds, they were 20 points to 4 down after an hour. But they were on level terms with 6 minutes to go. They could have won it in normal time before Brad Dwyer's golden point drop goal settled it. Here they've got to come back again on their hands if they want to get back in this match. They could do with scoring the next try, in honesty. That's a great kick from Truman. And that's a good catch from Hardaker and a great chase from Matautia.
It's good timing from Matautia, wasn't it? As soon as he catches that ball, he hits him. Look at this, times it to perfection. Doesn't give that penalty away.
Wigan again spreading this ball wide. They're not frightened of doing that inside their own half. Indeed, just a couple of metres from their own line. Oops. There's a penalty here that goes Wigan's way.
And you see Oliver Holmes there, the player wearing the Castleford shirt, number 11, headband round his head. He comes in late into that challenge. Ogodu round the ankles. The referee doesn't like the look of it. Oliver Holmes is under all kinds of pressure on this defensive right edge for Castleford Tiger. He's got to look after his half-back, Matautia. He's got to work to give some confidence to the centre in Ogodu, who's had a bit to do in the opening quarter.
Well, Catalan against St Helens is the third of our 3 matches from the Betfred Super League tomorrow at 5 o'clock. St Helens on Sky Sports Arena, that is, and St Helens taking what for them is a record number of supporters to the south of France, and I bet they're going to get a little bit of sunshine in northern Spain as well over the course of the weekend. I'm fascinated to see how that one goes. Here is Hardaker again. He gets away to Gildart. It's a good job that James Clare got a fingertip to that.
He had to make a play for it, didn't he? Otherwise, Joe Burgess would have been away. You can see it was a 2-on-1. He sticks his arm out, knowing that if he can't get a hand to that ball, it's another try, and it makes it all more difficult then for Darryl Powell. Well, Adrian Lamb, he wanted a good start, he wanted the perfect start. Well, he certainly got that in the opening 21 minutes.
He could almost send the left winger Castleford over to this side of the field to defend, because so much of Wigan attack has been down this side, finding extra space, attacking down this channel here. I know it's something teams don't do, really, playing two right wingers, but they've been outnumbered on this field here. They do need more bodies to cope with Greenwood, Gildart, Burgess and George Williams, who's in and around instigating all of that play.
Wakefield not too far away from us here in Castleford. It's 4 apiece in the game against Huddersfield, and Warrington are leading 4-0 against the London Broncos. It's a big game for the Broncos because with Leeds at the foot of the table, London are ahead of them, and if they get 4 points clear, I'm saying for 1 minute that would make the London Broncos safe after just 10 rounds of the Super League season gone, but it would be a big fillip for them. A difficult task against Warrington tonight. Samet, an outrageous dummy to Gildart, wide, Burgess, they're in again. Wigan are in again with Joe Burgess. The referee might have seen a possible obstruction in the build-up to this.
James has tackled 2. I have a try.
But they still have a try on the field.
For a possible obstruction,
and he is looking for an obstruction, so James Child has to look at the build-up to this.
Eddie, it's good vision, isn't it? When you're a ball player, you've got to anticipate what the defenders are going to do. Jared Samet, dummies, he sees that Matautia, I think it is, that shoots the line. And then the space is there for him. Look, they've got 3 players.
And Bullock is through the line of the defence.
Yeah, there's not a problem here. Look at this. Jared Samet, good vision. He spots there's a jumper in defence. As soon as he pulls it back, he then reassesses who's the man who's going to get the ball. And that man he picks out is Oliver Gildart.
Is there any difference in this, Stuart? Because the ball doesn't go. It is a dummy here by Samet.
Well, he doesn't run behind Bullock going through. It just depends whether the video referee thinks that 13 Milner has been obstructed. Is he left in the defensive line? You know, it's got well through the line, so I think we can probably play on from that point.
He doesn't affect the play, does he? And then when it goes out wide, whether he's touched him or glanced the shoulder, that wouldn't have stopped that try from being scored.
The defence has to be disadvantaged in that situation, and I think him getting through the line has made that okay.
Well, Joe Burgess, a hat-trick last week. And another try here in quick succession this week for Joe Burgess. He missed the last 22 of 2018. He missed the first 7 of 2019. In the past fortnight or so, Joe Burgess has come back with a bang.
Well, this is outstanding play again from Wigan, particularly on this left side. He takes a gamble with that pass. It could have been an interception, but Wigan's clinical finishing here has been outstanding. Every chance turned into points. Here's a juggle here. Jared Samet didn't start the season as a scrum half, but he's now got the time and responsibility to throw that long ball. Gildart's in a green purple patch, and Burgess just can't stop scoring. This goal kick attempt is very important for me. 18 points. Castleford still in the game. Ken Hardacre, who's kicked relatively well for Wigan, he's taken every single kick for them this season. He's had lots of practice in the opening 9 rounds. This one's a big one.
And he's had a bit of practice here tonight. It's another difficult kick for him. 1 from 3 so far. And he appears to have got his sights set now. Wigan are 20 points to 0 ahead. Remember, last week at Leeds, Cass trailed 20 points to 4. Big job on the hands last week, similar tonight.
The Castleford defensive line, you see Matautia in front, you see Agodu in front, and Cass Tigers on that right edge need to find some cohesion, some communication, otherwise Budgie Burgess and his teammates over this side will have a field day.
And Castleford trailing by 20 points in 23.5 minutes.
Move, Nathan!
They
Wait, we get
lost the last 2 to St Helens and Leeds. They didn't suffer that fate at all in 2018, just once in their table-topping year of 2017. But right now, Castleford are staring down the barrels of 3 defeats in a row. And here is Joe Bullock again.
Drop the ball, Eddie.
The ball is lost now. This could be a turning point for Castleford.
Well, they certainly need that field position, don't they? Joe Bullock looking for a big game. Named in the England night squad. What a year he's had, just his 10th appearance, really. Stepping up from the Championship with Barrett.
He's a
Good player, and
I think he's been a shining light this
he's
year.
a good player, and I like watching him. What he's going to have to do is understand that you can't just run hard and straight every single time you have the ball. You need a little bit of deception, need a little bit of late footwork, otherwise people just brace themselves and try and dislodge and jolt that ball as they did on that occasion.
And Joe Bullock was in the Wigan Academy as a winger very early in the career. Then he went to Lee and Barrow. Huddersfield have just edged ahead at Wakefield. Later score there from Bellevue. This is Millington now for Castleford.
Wait, go 2.
Now, Matauti gives the ball then to Agodu. Wigan deal with that threat.
George, get square!
Milner is waiting at dummy half. Burgess's hand is trapped. Williams' hand is trapped in there. Here is Millington. Gets the ball away to Truman. Truman then will find Turner. Well, Turner slipped a couple of times here tonight. Much more. He's not only taken himself to the ground, he has taken Jared Samet to the floor as well. And Samet looks like he's in a lot of pain here.
Yeah, he looks in agony, doesn't he? Jared Samet.
Oh,
You've got to play the ball, mate, yeah.
Ankle, knee, everything going back. His body folds over the opposite side.
You can already see that his left knee's heavily strapped, isn't it?
George, hit that goal line, come on!
Just gets it caught just underneath. Buckles over. As you said, Eddie, he just slips, doesn't he, Callum Turner?
Oh, that looks painful, that. You can see the way he springs back. Feeling maybe the lateral ligaments of the knee or the ankle. heavily strapped up before the start of the game.
Well, he was known early in his career as the Jack Sparrow of rugby league with his individual hairstyle. He's changed his style completely, but it looks like, as you say, he looks like he might be finished for the night here.
Eddie, they're looking at
help.
his medial knee ligament there. When they were pressing on the inside, you can see that it's heavily strapped around the area. And when he goes down, he seems to open up that joint. And that's what's caused the issue.
They're lucky they have Jake Shorrocks on the bench, like for like, half-back for half-back.
I wonder if that's the reason he's there, because of all that strapping on Sammett's knee.
Yeah, quite possibly they've given him the chance to prove he's fit, but with the option of Shorrocks on the bench, who was at Salford, of course, last year.
Truman dabs the ball to the in-goal area, and he's picked up by Manfredi, who goes down under the challenge, grounds it in his own in-goal area. Goal line dropout coming up then.
I think they've also used Jake Shorrocks to give Thomas Luluai a rest, because he very rarely plays for 80 minutes.
Might have to tonight, eh?
He might have to do that. He might have been the one who was panicking there when Samet went down.
Warrington lead 8-0 against London.
Stay behind!
St Helens, the leaders, just ahead of them in the table. They play in Perpignan against the Catalan Dragons. That's a deep, deep
look at the length on that.
Drop goal. Drop out from under the sticks.
Grant Millington charging it forward, as you mentioned already. 250 in his career. Great value since he came over to this particular part of the world. Great variation in his game. We were talking about Joe Bullock and how he needs to develop that aspect. Well, he could look no further than Millington's skill set. And this fella as well.
Liam Watts, another good run from him, and he steps out of the challenges and almost gets away from Liam Byrne, the Irish international youngster, prop forward. There he is again. Milner will play the ball to Millington. This is Truman. Truman goes wide and behind the players. They've lost momentum. Eden picks it up. Can he get the momentum back? He's trying. It's a lateral run. And he gives it to Agodu. Agodu has got Gildart ahead of him, shrugs away from him. Williams comes in, then once again Gildart.
Terrier-like defence, isn't it, from the Warriors? And that making it slow, numbers in.
Last tackle here. Mutautier gives it to Oliver Holmes. And Oliver Holmes, can he get the ball down? He can. The Castleford Tigers fans behind the post. They celebrate, and that's a vital try for Castleford. Oliver Holmes, a shoulder operation, delayed his start to the year. He's played in the last 3, and he has just come up with his first try of the season, and how important this might be.
Well, a solid effort from the back rower. He has the aggression and the strength to get over that try line and plug that ball down with his right hand. They got a repeat set of 6. There was some really good carries that led him to this field position, and Oliver Holmes, well, he gets it down. You can see from the ref's view. Well, perfect position from the referee, Chris Kendall, and a good try from that man, Oliver Holmes.
He's one of my favourite players to watch, Oliver Holmes. His work rate, his ethic, his unselfish behaviour around the field. He's continually covering up for his teammates, and it's not flashy what he does, but what he does is he turns up and he does it over and over and over again, whether it's in attack or defence. A great player, Oliver Holmes.
Oliver Holmes with the try. Here is Callum Turner with the conversion attempt, and he has pushed it the wrong side of the posts. So 20 points to 4, they trail Castleford, exactly the same score as they trailed at Leeds last week. But Wigan, they might be ahead, but they have a problem with Jared Samet, and here is Fraser Dainton on the sideline with all the news.
Yeah, it did look a bad one, Eddie, as Jared Samet was helped off the pitch in an awful lot of pain. But because that left knee is very heavily strapped, it's very difficult to actually tell what the extent of the damage is at this early stage. So they're going to have to take him into the dressing room, take that strapping off, and then get a good idea of what sort of a problem he's got. But it did look very, very nasty. They will, however, give him every chance to try and get back on the pitch.
Well, here is Jared Samet in the dressing room with Chris Radlinski, and there's obviously a major problem. It does not look good. And Chris Brooks, Professor Chris Brooks, the club doctor, alongside as well.
One, move, get square, we'll let go one.
So problems, obviously, for Jared Samet.
Mitch
Clark carts the ball forward.
Last time we saw him on Sky Sports, when he lasted a couple of minutes, didn't he, at Hull FC?
That's right.
Against Hull FC.
Couldn't last long at all. This is Milner. Suddenly Castleford with a little bit of a spring in their step. They're over the line. They've got the first try on the board. Looking for more here as Watts will cart the ball forward again. This is a sensational run from Liam Watts.
He's outstanding in Liam Watts. Performances this year have been the best.
Now Callum Turner gets it to the left-hand side to Truman. This is Jesse Senni-Lefeo.
You couldn't really, unless they come up with a try there, you couldn't ask for a better set of six after scoring a try. Look at this here from Liam Watts. The footwork beats defenders, still keeps on going. Oh, he can mix his game up so much, Liam Watts.
This last play, though, was disguised so well as though it was looking like it was going to be a kick. Wigan did well to stop him, but he seems to be injured here in this play. It was desperate defence. Look, shape to kick, flicks the pass to the big forward just outside him. And then Dan Sargenson's the first one to him to stop him short of the line.
I think he got a bang on the hip.
Zach Hardacre was in as well on that goal line defence. He's one of the best defensive fullbacks in the game, Zach Hardacre. You see him up over the top. All hands on deck for the Warriors on goal line defence.
Yeah. Make sure we stay square here.
Anxious moments now, injury-wise, for the Tigers.
Guys, wait for this goal call.
Jesse Senni-Lefeo. Thumbs up from the physio, so it looks like he's okay for Darryl Powell. His heart must have been in his mouth then. But enough injuries to concern them. And by the way, on the injury front, so too have Wigan, the likes of Clubb, Escarate, Powell, Farrell. Tautai's out there. Marshall tonight missing. Tautai's on the bench this evening. Wasn't originally named, I don't think, in the 19-man squad.
We're now trying to just
work.
work
There's
this.
Liam Farrell and Sean O'Loughlin as well missing for the Wigan Warriors.
Well, both sides are missing players, Eddie. It's what can happen with the players that's on the field here.
And I'm excited to see players like Morgan Smithies and Liam Byrne get a good go in a hot cauldron-like atmosphere at the Jungle.
Turner takes the latest tackle, and we have more from the NRL in Australia on Sunday morning at 9:05 on Sky Sports Arena. Newcastle Knights and St George Illawarra Dragons. So keeping tabs on events on both sides of the world here on Sky Sports, as is our wont. Massey now for Castleford. Missed last week. He lasted only 18 minutes against St Helens in the last home game. He's lasted a bit longer here tonight. He'll be thankful for that. As Milner at dummy half finds him, Nathan Massey. There's Truman with the stab to the in-goal area. Nasty bounce. Shenton following up. Manfredi is grounded in the in-goal area. Goal line dropout there.
This is where Cass can get you. And they build pressure. They get to a decent position on the field where they can kick the ball and turn their opponents around. And last time they had received a goal line dropout, Oliver Holmes scored a try in the corner. And again, you'll see the same sort of players, the same DNA from this Cass side, where they'll run hard, they'll try and play off. Aggressive goal forward.
Let's get down to the sideline again, Fraser.
Yeah, I'm told that it's unlikely at this stage that Jared Samet will be returning to the pitch for Wigan. It's a knee injury. They're trying to strap it up again, and they'll give him every chance before they come out for this second half. But at this stage, as I say, unlikely.
So that will restrict Wigan's interchange options as Huddersfield increase their lead at Wakefield. 10-4, the Giants lead. That was Truman taking on the line. This is Milner doing likewise for Castleford. They're inching ever closer. Still a couple of tackles left in the bag here as Watts will take it on, flicks the pass back to Callum Turner. And Turner trying to jink his way to the line once again. Oliver Partington stood his ground with Luluai. Milner fires the pass to the left-hand side. Another stab towards the in-goal area, and Jesse Senni-Lefeo got to that. Did he knock it on? Was there a knock-on as well by Hardacre? The referee says play on.
It was a good face from Castleford there. 2 goal line dropouts. A scrappy end to the set and kick from Jake Truman. He couldn't quite pick it up. Jesse Senni-Lefeo, who then gives away a penalty at the play of the ball. Unfortunate for the Tigers, as Terry O'Connor mentioned, starting to build some pressure. Put this Wigan side under a little bit of stress, make them work away from their own try line, 2, 3, 4 consecutive sets.
Well, that's gone down as a ball steal, but it didn't look like the ball had gone anywhere.
I think he stole it and gave him it back before the referee could see it, but the touch should have called it.
He's an honest lad. He's an honest lad. He might have borrowed it, not stole it.
Well, he did for a moment, and he's given a penalty away. Williams with the flat pass to Greenwood. Wigan have just been pegged back a bit here by Castleford. Last 5 or 6 minutes or so. Smithers. Morgan Smithers, 18-year-old. Williams, lovely dab towards the in-goal area, and Turner under pressure from Burgess just has to take it over the dead ball line. Goal line dropout now for Castleford coming up.
Well, it's so important that when you play the game, you've got someone who can kick a ball, not only just kick a ball, but get the correct weight on it to just hold it up and put the full-backs under pressure. And Adrian Lamb, one of the cleverest half-backs I've ever played with, he appreciates that sort of skill. He knows that it's about playing in the right areas of the field.
The line dropout bounces to Williams. He then gives it to Morgan Smithers.
Good run.
He's picked out Adam Milner, one of the better defenders in the Cass jersey, and knocked him on his backside.
He's an England Academy international star of the 2 wins against the Aussies last December for the Academy. Morgan Smithers, Jake Shorrock's there, barking the orders. Here he is with hands on the ball now. Just drops the pass off to Partington.
Hold, go through.
Lulawai and Shorrocks again. Back it comes to Williams, good ball to Greenwood, even better to Hardacre. Now it's Gildart. That's how close Wigan are to these posts. As he's trying to pinch one down the blind side is Burgess. And Castleford's defence was alert enough to catch him there. But here is Gildart again. And Gildart, well, if he's going to be given the green light here by James Child, this will be his 2nd try of the night.
Just make sure he grounds the ball.
Well, the referee was bang in front of this. He's just checking the grounding. It looked as it was okay from up here. Not too many bodies around him.
There's a couple of soft tries last night that we saw in the Hull Card and Leeds game. Crash overs, you can't handle them. Oliver Gildart, not the biggest. And you can see that Adam Milner, he gets that all wrong. Too wide of the ruck, grounds the ball. Look, you can see he doesn't get his footing right. Can't get a good hit on Oliver Gildart.
Nothing wrong with that, Stuart, or what do you think?
Well, it's just the fact that the ball moves away. I think it's going to be hard to disprove that it's not in possession. You know, going with the try on the field, I think this will be awarded. But you can see why he's handed it up, because it does come away from his body. But I've not seen anything that would say that it could go against the referee's decision.
Well, just have a look at this again here. There. Is everything all right?
I think he's got that. Well, can't see separation there, Eddie.
Yeah, he's got to have sufficient evidence to overturn the on-field decision, hasn't he?
So sufficient, that's right.
Sufficient.
Sufficient
So
evidence.
he'll go with the on-field.
The evidence is not sufficient. It's insufficient because the try is given.
Well, one thing we do know is that was insufficient effort on goal line defence from Castleford Tigers. 2, 3 defenders in place with a simple job to do. And he gets that all wrong, Adam Milner. As we said, he loses his footing, he's wrong-footed, his weight carries him the other side of the tackle, but he'll be so disappointed with that. Such a good defender, Adam Milner, and another try for Adrian Lamb's Wigan Warriors side.
Oliver Gildart started the season playing right centre. He's come back to the left side. He seemed to me like he was almost sulking on the right side. He's back on the left. He's strutting his stuff, and he is red hot at present. His confidence is sky high, and he's delivering it.
Oh, he's missed another one with Zach Hardacre. A little shake of the head and a frown from the Wigan fullback. But no frown and no shake of the head from that man, Oliver Gildart. A devastating wing partnership with Burgess just now.
Stay behind the kick. Stay behind.
And Darryl Powell knows, as does Ryan Sheridan, that they have a problem or two to solve during the half-time break, which is 4 minutes or so away.
Well, Eddie, I know that they're missing some key players, Castleford. But if there's a team in Super League that can score points, it is this side, especially when they're playing at home. Cheered on by the home fans.
Warrington ahead 14-0. And half-time at Wakefield, 10-4 Huddersfield.
Go to.
I think a lot of pundits and experts thought that would be Wakefield all day and all night, but
That
Huddersfield...
looks like a great game. Danny Brough, he'll have a say in that.
Yeah, the former Huddersfield scrum half.
Did well to ride that tackle then. Young Morgan Smithies. Mitch Clark picked him out, flew out the line. You can see him get up straight away. Having a go at the Cas players.
And that's a good set of 6. We've said after points, teams want to complete, they want to kick. When we think back to those 2 repeat sets that Castleford Tigers had, they failed to do anything with it, and Warriors only had 1 repeat set, and it was a simple, easy try, just a barge over from Oliver Gildart.
Here's a go-to again. Down the middle he goes.
Move, Tommy, come on,
He missed the last 2 as the go-to. He's a non-playing stop in the home win against Salford in March as well, and that's the penalty.
He's strong when he carries the ball, isn't he? Every time that he gets it, he is impressive. Wigan players, Morgan Smithies just trying to turn him on his back, couldn't do that.
Time back on, let's go.
So forward comes Mitch Clark.
Movement! Wait, Willie, wait.
Milner is waiting behind him. This is Truman. Short pass finds Millington, a similar short pass. That's good play by Castleford. Quick play the ball they wanted, quick play the ball they got. Truman, Gildart very quickly in. Truman goes down, 5 away from the Wigan line. Oliver Holmes, Matautia, Millington. No way through this Wigan defence at the moment. Can Truman unlock them? Holmes stands, Gildart holds onto his lower leg. He gets the ball away though to a go-do, and a go-do goes for the line. He almost gets a ball down, but this is Truman, and that's sensational defence from Williams. Matautia outside of the right boot. Oh, an off Manfredi goal line dropout.
Eddie, that's outstanding goal line defence. That first of all, it was Zach Hardaker that prevents the try. Then another couple of big hits, and then they get to the kick. You see Matautia and just looking to dab it through the line. It comes off Manfredi. Look at this. Zach Hardaker hits a Gordu. There's an offload there, and then all of a sudden they've got to back up again.
The 4th goal line dropout that Castleford have forced in this opening half.
Been a good short kicking game from Castleford, whether it's been Truman or the stand-in, stand-off. Matautia, his short kicking game really impressed me.
Millington will trundle this ball back down the middle again. Attracts 3 defenders. There's also interest from another. Here's Massey now for Castleford.
Good footwork at the line there, just to get through the defensive line.
Milner, give it to Matautia, who gives it on the run to Callum Turner. That's a super try from Castleford. A beautiful short pass, and Callum Turner gets over. He's kicked a couple of goals this year, but that's his first try of 2019. Poor 19-year-old, he did miss a late one last week, the goal that is, that might have avoided the extra time and the golden point winner for Leeds, but this is a great try.
Great play from Castleford, but I'm going to credit Nathan Massey for getting that quick play of the ball. He used his footwork at the line, and then all of a sudden, look how much time on the ball Peter Matautia has got. He can spot the defender that he wants to attack. He holds it up, look at this, quick play of the ball. Defender's not set, late retreats everywhere. Matautia calls it, there's a lot of plays in motion, and Callum Turner just opens up that Wigan defence.
That's exceptional skill from Matautia. He dummies a long ball and then gives a short ball, steps back into the space, opens up to Callum Turner, and let's not forget that Matautia would be the runner. On any other night Castleford are playing, he'd be the runner collecting that ball. On that occasion, he provides the space, gives the pass to the young fullback Callum Turner.
So Turner's try, and the same player now trying to add the extras. Oh, and he's pulled it this time, the wrong side of the upright. 2 tries, 2 missed conversions. Wigan ahead at half-time then by 24 points to 8. I was going to say that Darryl Powell's half-time team talk would be a little easier if Turner had kicked that goal, but at least they're showing spirit again in the jersey, the Tigers. They were 20-0 down after 22 minutes. Greenwood, Gildart, Williams and Burgess. Hardaker only added 2 goals. Then Holmes got the try, 20 points to 4. Gildart's try, another missed goal by Hardaker, and Turner's try right on the stroke of half-time. So half-time here at the Menderhouse Jungle, and it's the Castleford Tigers 8, the champions of Wigan 24. It's gone back to Richardson. Richardson with the drop goal. He's kicked it!
The new Lynx Ice Chill Body Spray is here with a simple request for you. Whoa, 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 compulsive liker. Cool down and lower your skin temperature by up to 6 degrees with the new Lynx Ice Chill Body Spray. And remember, you're hotter when you're chill.
Though you're miles and miles away, I see you every day. I don't have to try, I just close my eyes. I close my eyes. We'll always be together, however far it seems. We'll always be together, together in electric dreams. We'll always be together, however far it seems. We'll always be together, together in electric dreams.
It's not the most romantic of first date places, the high street, after school, but we shared chips and he gave me the battered bits. And when he finally asked me to be his girlfriend, I said, yeah, that's cool.
Kayak's price forecast helps me decide if I should wait for a better price or book my flights now. For travel, I trust Kayak. For everything else, I trust myself.
Those woods belong to something else.
Pet cemetery.
Fed up of that burning feeling after shaving? It's time to take control. Nivea Men Sensitive Shaving Gel. For protection from skin irritation. So you're ready to face anything. Nivea Men Sensitive. It starts with you.
You get a lot in the Bacon King box, but some genius only booked us 10 seconds, so quickly burger, nuggets, fries, drink, all for just £4.99, only at Burger King.
Available now on demand.
There was an accident. He's dead.
What if this wasn't an accident?
Series 1 of Riviera, available with Ultimate on Demand.
18-year-old Heymin Lee disappeared on January 13th. Police found her half-buried body. Suspect is Adnan Musad Syed.
Adnan Syed's story has captivated millions since the launch of the podcast Serial.
This is a piece of evidence that nobody even realized existed.
It's our responsibility as investigators to consider other suspects.
The case against Adnan Syed. All episodes available now on Sky Atlantic.
I promise to fight for the living. I intend to keep that promise.
And perhaps weave a little bit of magic.
No doubt you've been following the Premier League title race on Sky Sports. Currently Southampton won, Liverpool won in the race for the top four. Two very important games coming up on Super Sunday. It's Everton in action against Arsenal, 1:30 p.m, Sky Sports Premier League. Same channel, 7 p.m, following day, Chelsea at home against West Ham. And from perhaps the most iconic golf course in the world, Augusta, the Masters starts 7 p.m. on Sky Sports Golf this coming Thursday. It's round 9 of the Betfred Super League. Two other scorelines to bring you. Half-times at the Mobile Rocket Stadium. The Huddersfield Giants through Jermaine McGilvery and Darnell McIntosh
have a 10-4 lead over the home side. We have Reece Lynn to thank for their 4 points. For the Warrington Wolves try some Lynham Charnley's 11th of the season. Blake Austin and Jason Clark's first for the Warrington Wolves give the home side a 20-0 half-time lead against the Broncos. We're at the Mendehoes Jungle is the return of Zach Hardacre, this time in Wigan Warriors colours. And he's had an off day with the boot, but his side have been red hot in that first 40 minutes. They have a 24-8 half-time lead. Late reply in that half from Callum Turner may have given Darryl Powell and the Tigers some hope. Powell said, after tonight we will see where we are at. He's down on some troops, there's no doubt about that. He will not use it as an excuse for elements of that first half performance. Simply must do better if they're to get anything out of this game. Adrian Lamb said, we are getting better. He picked that defeat against the Warrington Wolves 3 games ago as the turning point in their season. They've won their last 2 games since that and have been electric in this opening stanza. Simply electrifying the Wigan Warriors, and in particularly that left edge. We're going to look at it in a bit more detail. We did pick up on it before the game. They were particularly good against the Catalan Dragons. They've carried that form, the Wigan Warriors, straight into this game. And John, to be honest, they've blown the Castleford Tigers away for large parts of that first half.
They have. I think in terms of energy, both teams were at the party. In terms of application, it's the Wigan Warriors that were well in front. It was that left edge particularly that the Wigan Warriors were going through for Greenwood first, then Gildart, lovely little in away on Toyo Wagodu for the second. A try then directly from the restart from George Williams. That's 3 tries.
This is sensational.
It's a great piece of work, and we'll come back and have a look at this in a little more detail in a second.
Talk me through Gildart's pass here at the end at top speed.
Yeah, and that's instinctive. He's got the call obviously from George Williams, but that's instinctive stuff. And by the time Burgess had scored, they were almost a point a minute, 20 points to 0 up on 21 minutes. That was the first time that Castleford looked like they were going to get a foothold in this game.
Jared Salmon went off with an injury. Then the Castleford Tigers hit back through Oliver Holmes. Took some scoring.
Yeah, he did. Thought he'd take the wrong option there at first. And James Clare was clear on the wing, but he gave himself a pat on the back for getting over. Before Gildart again from close range. That one will disappoint Darryl Powell. Soft try from close range. Before Callum Turner off the hip of Peter Matauti. A training ground move. That one has given the scorer an edge of respectability at half-time, but there's no doubt about it. The Wigan Warriors, we talked about the energy battle. I think they're both there in terms of energy application. The Wigan Warriors are there.
Respectability will probably be something that will be reflected on after the final whistle. Let's talk about chances to win this game, to go on and drag themselves back into the game. They did it against Leeds last week, the Castleford Tigers. Have you seen enough from them in that first 40 minutes to suggest that with that deficit now that they could do the same this week?
There's enough quality. When you look at the ease with which they opened up the Wigan Warriors with the last try and a half, that's pre-planned stuff. They need to be into position. They need to be in the right position in the field to do that. That's something they've not been able to do. Liam Watts is carrying that pack at the moment. They need more people coming to the party.
Okay, let's focus on this left edge attack for the Wigan Warriors.
So the moment of the half is George Williams' try, directly from the restart following Oliver Gildart's try. And I put this piece of footage in here. So it all starts with a dominant carry from the Wigan Warriors and a quick play the ball. From that, you get a retreating right edge defence. Oliver Gildart, we know he's got great feet. We know he's likely to do this to a few more players down the course of this season. But it's a lovely little check step as he receives the ball here. Check, stops Toyo Wagodu in his tracks and then skins him on the outside. A nice fend and then ducks back in the attempted cover tackle of Callum Turner. Directly from that kickoff, I would suggest that in Toyo Wagodu's head now, who's just been done on the outside, he is desperate not to give Oliver Gildart too much space. He wants to cheat the space, if you like. And what that can do to you, there's no doubt he's got it in his mind, and it's understandable that he's got it in his mind.
He's seen what Gildart did to Gigo last week.
And he'd be embarrassed by what just happened literally 2 minutes ago. So he's overcompensating. The worry is when you lose your hips, I mean, you have a look at where he is here. He's 50 metres out from the Wigan line, and he's running backwards. He's lost his hips completely. He is desperate for Gildart to carry on down this line, and you can see because he's trying his best to close this gap off. All that does is open up his inside shoulder, and when you've got someone who's light on his feet and as strong in the tackle as Oliver Gildart, you're asking for trouble. That's a beautiful, beautiful ball, and that's why it's the moment of the half. But as usual, Brian, there's more to it than skill and mistakes. That's a nice little piece of thought and carry through from Gildart and Wigan on that left edge.
Okay, we'll next see from you down here at the touchscreen at full time. You'll also have a member of the winning team down here. Will it be Joe Green with that from that left edge attack? Will the Wigan Warriors seal this?
Well, the statistics suggest that they would do. I don't write off the character that this Castleford Tigers are capable of showing. They showed you last week, albeit in defeating Golden Point against Leeds. So not prepared to write the Tigers off, but statistically it looks more likely that I'll be talking to Joe Greenwood at the touchscreen.
It looks like the Wigan Warriors will arrest a run of 3 consecutive defeats here at the Mendehoes Jungle. They've won just 1 of their last 6 visits to Castleford. They are red hot in that first 40 minutes in round 9 of the Betfred Super League. 24-8 they lead at half-time. You just wonder whether that late Callum Turner try has given the home side any hope. Second 40 minutes on the way with Eddie and the boys.
And miles away, I see you every day. I don't have to try, I just close my eyes. I close my eyes. We'll always be together, however far it seems. We'll always be together, together in electric dreams. We'll always be together.
At Expedia, you can book your flight, hotel, car hire and activities all in one place. Expedia, atoll protected.
It's not the most romantic of first date places, the high street, after school, but we shared chips and he gave me the battered bits. And when he finally asked me to be his girlfriend, I said, yeah, that's cool.
William Hill customers are enjoying bet boosts on their ACCAs. And now the boosts are even bigger. Choose the ACCAs that you want to boost and get better odds and more returns on your winners. Bet boosts are available every day, online and on mobile. All you need to do is create an ACCA with 3 or more selections, hit boost in your bet slip, and you're away. More control, more value, more to celebrate. William Hill. This is more.
The running continues with 2 crunch games in the race for the top 4 as Everton host Arsenal and Chelsea face West Ham, live on Sky Sports Premier League.
You want to make a big crime-fighting statement? You go where the crime is big.
We've got this.
Hey, what is it?
My gun. And I put it in the back seat.
A man was shot dead with your gun.
I screwed up.
You're an homicide now. What happened here is a career killer.
I just want to be a good cop, that's all.
The UK premiere of The Murders starts next Friday at 9 on Universal.
Here's your moment. Takes it cleanly. Well, this is our second match from the Betfred Super League tonight on Sky Sports. Tomorrow and on Sunday, look what we've got. We've got 4 more matches for you. 3 tomorrow, Parramatta and Cronulla at 9:30 on Sky Sports Mix tomorrow morning. Sky Sports Arena and main event for Toronto Sheffield at 3 from the Betfred Championship. Back to the Super League for Catalan Saints, same channels at 5. And on Sunday morning at 9:05, Newcastle against St George Illawarra on Sky Sports Arena. As you see, teams out for the start of the second half. And we've been chatting up here on the gantry while the boys have been talking in the studio. I think we all agree Castleford must score next.
Yeah, they need a big start, and what will words of wisdom's Darryl Powell been saying to them. Obviously, they've got the players on the field that can cause problems. The man who's just tipped the ball on. Then to Oliver Holmes, who scored the first try for Castleford, but just feel, Eddie, that they need that field position to have any chance of winning this game. That's a good carry, isn't it?
Matt Cook has come on. It's his 100th Castleford appearance.
And he was good last week against Leeds Rhinos.
Fresh legs then. Fresh legs for Castleford as they aim to claw back this big lead that Wigan established in the first half. Here goes Matautia again. Greenwood got a bang on the chin then from the leg of Matautia. He's been left flat out. This is Millington meanwhile as play continues. Now it's with Truman.
I think they might need to stop the game here just for the safety of Joe Greenwood on the floor, Eddie.
Well, they're only a couple of metres away from him. And the referee does exactly that.
And he's going to be coming off the field, I think. There's no doubt here. There's a serious head injury. It's George Williams who comes round, doesn't it, with his right arm. They've already lost Jared Sammett. The score difference here now. You know what? This is going to be more difficult here now. I imagine Greenwood will leave the field, and he won't come back on. So it's Liam Byrne who comes over and collides with him.
They're the ones that hurt you, Eddie. The friendly fire, you don't see it, you don't expect it. When the man who's carrying the ball is running at you, you're expecting that. You brace yourself for contact. And then you could see as soon as he goes into that tackle, Joe Greenwood, he's just expecting to take the Castleford player down to the ground. And big Liam Byrne, 112 kilos. He folded a few Catalan players last week defensively. The big, powerful youngster, well, he's hurt one of his own teammates as well.
Isn't Joe Greenwood supposed to be talking to John Wells at the touchscreen after the game, the match? There'll be a change.
If Wigan win.
If Wigan win.
Do you know, 16 points isn't a lot here now. When he's off, Sammett's off, Castleford can really get into this. You talked about field position, Terry. I don't know whether they need field position. The Tigers have got quick enough players to score from anywhere on this field. No, I think sometimes too many people in rugby league drop into the mindset we've got to get close to our opponent's line to score. Wigan didn't in the first half. They showed an ability, didn't they, to score long-range efforts.
I think Castleford always look dangerous though, Phil, between the 40 and the 30. When they open up the players, they shift it over to the left-hand side. Lots of players in motion, obviously. It's good to see Joe Greenwood on his feet, leaving the field, along with the doctor, Professor Chris Brooks, making sure that he's well catered for.
Tell you what, he was out before he hit the ground. I'd be surprised if they allow him to return.
Like Phil said, it's a big test of the character, isn't it? Losing Jared Sammett. They may be losing Joe Greenwood for the remaining parts of this game.
Well, Totai's on the field. He didn't feature at all in the first 40. High kick to the corner. What a take by Burgess.
That's tremendous stuff from the Wigan wing. I think we've got some half-time news now from Fraser Dainton.
Yeah, well, Darryl Powell wants his players to tighten up on that right-hand side. Oliver Gildart, in particular, has been running Castleford ragged on that flank, but he's pleased with the way that his players have come back into the game towards the back end of that first half. So he wants more of that, but certainly a lot tighter on that right flank. As for Adrian Lamb, he's the happier of the two coaches. He wants more of the same as far as he's concerned. Wigan on the break right now, but he's concerned about what is happening through the middle. Castleford, of course, coming back late on in the game through that centre, and he wants that tightening up. As for Jared Sammett, I had a word with him on the touchline. He feels he may have medial knee ligament damage, so there's no chance of him coming back on in the second half.
Thanks, Fraser. You saw an attack developing here for Wigan. The ball dabbed to the corner by Hardacre, big chase on. Winning the chase.
Well, the run by Totai, yes, sorry, Terry. This is the way to announce yourself on the field. He's waited patiently on the sideline. So you've had a new haircut and a new style of running straight over the top of his opponents.
normally we're used to the flowing locks of Tolima Tautai.
Well, I think that's what the problem. All the Castleford players were shouting, "Get Tautai," and they were all looking for those big flowing locks, big powerful charge. That's what he wants, Tolima Tautai, to impress his coach, Adrian Lamb. And Callum Turner, well, just feeling the effects of that tackle for trying to stop the rampaging Tautai. Look at this. He braces himself. He just puts his head down in the wrong position.
And he's had his hair cut for charity, by the way, for a charity that it's called Little Princesses. It makes wigs out of the hair that is cut and donated for sick children. So well done, Tolima Tautai.
He does a lot for charity, Tolima Tautai.
I tell you what, ones like that, he might keep that hairstyle.
Well,
you can put on someone if you want, but it becomes a card.
Was it Samson when he cut his hair? He wasn't as strong.
Dean Sampson. Diesel.
Time back on.
Well,
I don't think there's a P in the one.
Here you go. Who's going to get this one? Is it Liam Byrne?
Here he goes, Byrne. So the Wigan forwards running strongly. This is Luluai. Shorrocks. Shorrocks gives the pass then to Manfredi. And Wigan here looking dangerous with Luluai and Shorrocks again. That's the ball away. Williams has gone without it though under pressure from Igodu.
Yeah, good tackle, wasn't it? Well, when he pulls the trigger, Igodu, he's got to make sure that he comes up with the tackle, he affects the play, good challenge, and wins his side possession.
Move, Tommy! Back.
He's missed a couple. Only played in 2 in Super League last year, but he got 3 tries on his wing debut in the Super 8s in 2017. Defeat, though, at Hull by 48 points to 16.
He'll do his confidence some good as well. He's been under pressure in that first half. We've already talked about how effective the left edge has been for Wigan Warriors, and they've also been effective in the completion stakes as well, Wigan. Up near 90%. Every time they've got the ball, they've looked to kick, they've looked to turn that screw and tighten the pressure on the opposition.
Well, it is Milner. He thought about going down the middle, but then changed his mind, came back this way. Got down and tackled number 5. They're 20 metres away, the Tigers. Here is Truman. A nice dab to the in-goal area. And Manfredi has to take it over, touching goal. So goal line dropout coming up. They've forced some goal line dropouts tonight. That's the 5th.
5th one, Eddie. Well, that shows how important it is to have a decent kicker. Say the back end of the set, and Greg Eden forcing Manfredi to make it a play for that.
And they scored from the last one, Eddie. They scored from the last goal line dropout. They've got a communicator here now set up, both Matautia, Truman here, and the fullback Turner, to work out what's the best way to strike. How can they break through Wigan's defence, which has been strong most of this match?
Hardaker's goal line dropout lands in the arms of Matautia. Here comes Millington. He gives a nice ball to Clark. Matt Cook now. And Matt Cook gets to within 10 metres of the line. Here goes Milner, halted by Tautai. Crowd screaming that Tautai wasn't standing square. Chris Kendall disagrees. This is Truman. Seni Lefeo takes on the youngsters in that Wigan defensive line. Milner again, short ball, chances here, and that's Callum Turner. Is it, or is it Mitch Clark? No, it's Mitch Clark. Mitch Clark crashes over from close range. But it's his first try of the season. It's breathing life into the Castleford challenge. Exactly what we said they needed at the start of this second half. The first try, and Mitch Clark has come up with the goods for Castleford.
Well, powerful player, isn't he, Mitch Clark? He just picks his hole. He stays true to that line as well. And he knows that if he just runs as hard as he can, he's got a good chance of just falling over the line. The pass selection from Adam Milner hits him right on the button. No change of pace. And a good impact from the bench.
When Cats are at their best, it leaves defences unsure and unclear whether they're going to run or pass or chuck a trick play or a chip or kick. There's so many good rugby league players, and that's typified for me. Grant Millington, from the dropout, finds a pass on the inside to Mitch Clark, and everything's guessing from them.
Change of goal kicker here for Castleford. The youngster Callum Turner is replaced by Peter Matautia, and he lands the extras. So they're in within 10 now, Castleford, 14 points to 24.
Well, this is what Castleford do well. Forwards passing to forwards here. Too many teams just charging back. Look, he's almost through the gap there. That quick play of the ball, set them onto the front foot. And then Milner's intelligence, the number 13. Everyone thought, myself included, there's going to be some intricate play. But they just outsmarted their opponents rather than outmuscled them, and he just got over the line.
So game on. And remember, the Wigan Warriors have lost 2, Samet and Greenwood. Samet probably, well, almost certainly will not be back tonight, but doubt if Greenwood will either. It reduces Adrian Lamb's options.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of talk in that Cats camp saying just that, Eddie. They're down on numbers. They've got a few youngsters out there who's going to have to do long minutes now.
And for Castleford Tigers, Eddie, Liam Watts was outstanding in that first 40 minutes. Darryl Powell took him off at half-time, keeping him fresh, possibly for that last half hour, last quarter, when Cass might nip it.
That was try scorer Clark with the dart through. That was Milner who provided it for Clark with his dart through. Here is Turner again. And once more it's Jake Truman with a high kick to this left-hand side looking for Eden. Oh, the ball has been spilled. Oh, and that's a bit of a high shot by Senna Lefeo, but it's the knock-on first.
Oh, excellent set of kick. 6 again from Castleford after on the back of scoring some points. The right end of the field, drops it on Don Manfredi. The pressure's there from Greg Eden and Michael Shenton.
Inch perfect, this kick. Look where it lands.
Well, Dan Sargington is trying to do his best for his winger. He's trying to shield and get in the way. But because the kick just kinks back, Don Manfredi almost falls on top of his centre. That's the reason it looks so messy and ugly. Pinpoint perfect kick from Cass.
Well, remember the big comeback that they staged against Leeds last week. Is it gathering pace here again tonight? They get head and feed of this scrum 10 metres out. It's with Milner from the base of that scrum. Here's Millington, now Matautia again. Matautia is brought to the ground by Byrne and Williams, and illegally it's a penalty.
Well, they knew George Williams there. They had to slow them down. He was setting up on the left-hand side here for the big shift over to Greg Eden and Michael Shenton.
Once again it's Truman, once again it's Millington.
Such a willing worker, isn't he?
Carries the battle forward gamely, does Grant Millington. Milner now, flat pass. Matt Cook has got the try on his 100th Castleford appearance. Matt Cook has lit the flames of a Castleford comeback. Tremendous try, and it all came about as a result of that penalty. And they're certainly back in the match now. Tries in 3 successive home games for Matt Cook against Wigan.
Possession in good field position for Castleford Tigers. Here's the penalty. George Williams holding on a little bit too long, trying to slow Castleford Tigers down. And Matautia and Cass Tigers, they get the ball, and there's a lot of action going on around the back of Matt Cook, but he still has 3 defenders in front of him, and he powers through the big replacement forward.
Well, Darryl Powell sent on 2 super subs, hasn't he? Mitch Clark has scored a short-range one, and so has Matt Cook now. They get Castleford well and truly back into this game.
Well, his last start was against Wigan here in the 1918 victory last June. He scored a try, did Matt Cook, and he later got sin-binned. So he will hope that history doesn't repeat itself. This kick is going to go between the posts from Matautia, I'm quite confident, and Castleford will be back within 4 points. Champions were way ahead in the first half, but the Castleford comeback kings are at it again.
Well, I thought before the game that Wigan had better backs and Castleford had better forwards, and perhaps you've seen that with the demonstration of the tries that these teams have scored. He's powered over the course of 80 minutes. We'll get to see who are the more important, the forwards or the backs at the moment. It's Castleford's men in the middle who are powering their way back in this match.
They've got a pretty good record on this ground against Wigan and Castleford in the recent past. They've got half an hour now, and there's only 4 points between the 2 teams.
And we've talked about the fact that Jared Samet can't come back, Joe Greenwood may not come back. That just means that Morgan Smithies, Liam Byrne, Jake Shorrocks, younger players, more inexperienced players will have a lot more game time.
Here comes Mitch Clark again. They're going to put it all on here to stop the big men.
They've caused some problems, haven't they? Matt Cook and Mitch Clark, and then look at this.
More problems because here's another penalty.
Eddie, you're getting rewarded in this game. You run hard, you don't want to be dominated by your opponents. Every team tries to turn the opposition onto the back to make it slower. You can see the wrestle above ground. You can't work them over while they're on the floor, so you do a lot above ground. But strong carry.
Well, the last time Wigan conceded a penalty, they also conceded a try just a few minutes ago. And Castleford suddenly are excited about the prospects here.
You're right, Eddie, there's a lot more movement in attack, isn't there, from Cass?
Amazing what a half-time talk from the coach can do. Here is Matautia, drops the ball off again to Oliver Holmes. He evades a few challenges, takes on Isa. Bang in front of those sticks. Milner at dummy half. Gives the ball to Clark. He's trying to crash over again. Luluai took him out though down low. Milner once more. Will try and fix what he does. The score's a level. Well, there might be. Chris Kendall was closer to it than us. What does he see, or what does he think he's seen? They've got a try in the field. Needs to check the grounding. He only seems to be a couple of metres away from these groundings, and yet he keeps asking for confirmation.
Well, he wants to get it right, doesn't he, Adam Milner? Yeah, there's not a problem with this. Well, the man who's in for the suspended Paul McShane, and it was going to be interesting to see how they did cope with losing so many key players. Well, they've certainly revved up in his second half. A big start, big opening 11 minutes in the second half here.
Well, there were bodies in the way there for Chris Campbell. That's why he held it up upstairs to James Child. And if this is given, it's 3 tries in 6 minutes, and it is! 3 tries in 6, 24 apiece. Kick to come from bang in front from Matautia. And Castleford are going to take the lead for the first time. They were 20 points to 0 down midway through the first half. Seems like every week they've got to give a team a big start, and then they start playing.
Well, they load up Castleford, don't they, on the bench? Sometimes, often they'll put the most important players on the bench. I'm not saying for 1 minute that's been the tactic and strategy for Darryl Powell. He's down to bare bones, but Cook, Clark, we haven't seen Matt Mayer and Jax O'Neill yet, but those 2 players we mentioned first, Cook and Clark, have really influenced the game in the second half.
Well, I think he's excited too about this. This kick then from Matautia to put Castleford Tigers ahead for the first time tonight. And they're ahead, 26 points, 24. A big 6 minutes in this match since half-time for Adam Milner and his Tigers.
Well, a huge 6 minutes, Eddie, but if you're Adrian Lamb, you're going to be really disappointed in the way that his team's defended in this second half. 3 close-range efforts, just simple crash-overs.
You've got to live in the know, haven't you? Those are the supporters, though, who weren't too happy with Zach Hardick and letting them down when they dreamed of glory in the grand final.
They might have gone in at half-time and really got stuck into the players.
We're going to have got to find a way of arresting here what's happening out there. The quick runs, the quick play the balls, the penalties conceded. It's very easy to say from here. We see this happen a lot in rugby league games when the team in possession get on a roll and score some points. Well, it's very hard to stop it.
It is, and with Cook and Clark in this sort of mood, and with Millington backing them up as well, Wigan have got it all on at the moment.
Eddie, sometimes there's no quick and hard, fast science about it. You've got to run hard, you've got to win the collision, and you've got to play the ball quick.
Not standing square, Wigan. Milner gets the penalty.
See, Eddie, and that penalty comes off doing exactly just that. You run hard, you get defenders that can't get set.
Is that a bit unfair, that on Willie Isa? The rules say you have to be back in front of him.
Well, no, he was at the side when the ball was played. He got there eventually, but he got there late. When the ball's played there, he's at the side of the play the ball. Then he gets to square, but that's too late.
Yeah, the quick play the ball caught him out.
Move, Joe! Come on, back.
And Mitch Clark gets to his feet and plays the ball to Milner. Here he comes again, Matt Cook. Look at the runs again from Cook.
He's having a field day, isn't he?
Bruce, 2. Right, go, 2.
Milner gives the flat pass to Truman. Here comes Millington. Important tackle by Shorrocks and Isa.
Finds through.
And Mitch Clark again. Cook and Clark. The double C is causing them all sorts of problems. Matautia out the back. Truman. Down the line. And Burgess just taps it dead. It's a goal line dropout. The pressure. The sixth goal line dropout that Castleford have forced.
6 times Castleford with the short kicking game, whether it's been Matautia or that player Jake Truman, they've been out of this world in the short kicking game. And you can see from the faces and the body language of these Wigan Warriors, they're breathing heavily now and they're under all kinds of pressure.
Hardacre with the dropout. One bounce into the arms of Turner. Here comes Millington again. Bullock was first to him. Wigan need to slow the momentum down here, and having a heck of a job as Cook again takes it forward. I mean, Cook and Clark.
You're right, Eddie.
Millington, they can't keep this going, surely. They can't keep this up. But maybe the nippy players now like Turner can make hay. Here comes Eden. And Eden straightens it up.
You're right, Eddie. They've been the game changers, haven't they? Cook and Clark.
Milner down the left-hand side. Now it's Millington. Here's Matautia again. Finds Holmes. Build-up was on him very quickly. Had to be. Matautia waits. 10 metres out, far side. Truman, Millington again. What an engine these big men have. Great offload. Truman. Wigan almost caught cold. Ball is lost. Knocked on. He holds his head in anguish, does Truman, and Wigan just relieved the pressure.
Well, Eddie, that's that show that that's the 11th offload that they've managed to get away. Yeah, they don't get a repeat set of 6. Yeah, they don't get a try. But just look where they are on the field. All the energy, all the play is in their favour currently.
And a large majority of those 11 offloads have been late. So in other words, Wigan are trying to get back on side because they think the tackle is made, they think the ball is going to be played any second now. Look at this, they're almost going back with their backs turned, Wigan Warriors, and that late offload will catch even the best defences.
Wigan's head and feed, and they'll now try and get this ball away from their own line. All square, by the way, at Wakefield. You probably saw that in the game against Huddersfield, and Warrington winning easily at the moment against London. Here, anything but easy. Castleford have just nosed in front for the first time. Matt Cook is having a blinder.
Yeah, well, Eddie he lives in, born in Warrington, so he knows all about this Wigan side. And I agree with you. He's having the game of his life, isn't he? Look at that. So dominant.
Here's Tautai again.
And the quality of this kick and the effect it has, the outcome of it is massive here for Wigan after the defending they've done. This has to be good.
And it's Shorrocks who humps it high in the air. Eden is underneath this. Great take, but under real pressure. Real pressure from Manfredi and Sargentson. Shenton to try and get the ball away from his end now.
Well, Eddie, you've got to ride out these tough sets now. You know that you're trapped down near your own line. Wigan are going to be flying off the line. They're going to be shooting the line. They're looking, trying to dislodge and really hurt you. Here, Castleford, Matautia, just sitting back here and just saying, yeah, this is where we want you to go. Umar on the field now.
Fresh legs. And Watts is back. Last tackle coming up for Castleford. Milner, Matautia. Might be a little bit strong this. It's a 7-tackle restart because of that kick.
I think that's a perfect example of just how good Jake Truman is at kicking. I think if more often than not they should pass it to him because the kicks he's put in tonight have caused so much problems for Wigan. They've been outstanding. I mean, you cast your mind back to last night and the difficulty Leeds had in kicking the ball. Truman's shown them a masterclass.
Well, here's Jake Truman. The Clark said Leeds should break the bank and sign him in the pre-match build-up to this. I think Castleford will be really pleased with those comments.
$500,000, they might make the offer.
Yes.
Well, they paid £350,000 over 20 years ago for Yestin Harris from Warrington.
If they had $500,000, they might go for Blake Austin, Phil.
Why? You won't get 10 years out of Blake Austin.
They don't need 10 years, they need 10 games.
Bulldogs slightly in the way there, but referee says play on.
Yeah, he made a big deal out of that then, Metalti. He was trying to milk that penalty. Just play on and defend what's in front of you.
Wigan trying all they know to get the momentum back in this match. Williams, with a kick to the side. Good play. Play by him, just taking the wind out of the sails of the Tigers.
You could see when Navarrete, he plays the ball in, he has his arm free, but there's a reluctance to offload the ball, knowing that they're 2 points behind. George Williams, knowing what he wants to do, and Adrian Lamb, well, he's been hit with a whirlwind, hasn't he, in the second half?
He was punching the air, he was off his seat in the first half. Wigan were playing so well, Castleford were being outplayed. Look at the scoreline now.
Well, conceded 18 points, haven't they, in the second half? They've not scored a try, and that man, his half-time team talk, Darryl Powell, has certainly set the targets high for his team, and they're certainly living up to those targets.
Catalan Saints, Warrington turning the screw on the Saints at the top of the table. Catalan Dragons tomorrow in the Betfred Super League, 5 o'clock, Sky Sports Arena. And it's all building up to this next Friday. That's where we'll be at the Totally Wicked Stadium for the battle of the top two. St Helens and Warrington next Friday at 7. Sky Sports Arena again. I'm really looking forward to that.
Should be an electric game. We've got a pretty good one here. Finely balanced at the minute. As we just enter that final quarter, who's got more energy in the tank? Who can hold the composure?
It's a high kick from Truman again. Oh well, Eden shouldn't really be doing that. Oh hello, he's given the penalty to Castleford.
Greggy Eden certainly collided. Was there a push in the back?
He's turned around, he's changed his mind.
No, he's turned around. Greg Eden, it seemed a strange challenge, didn't it? I thought at first Dan Sargentson had pushed him in to Dominic.
He got some information from the touch judge which turned his decision round, and it's the right decision.
That's the most important thing. So here come Wigan again. Willie Isa. Tight as a drum this match. 18 minutes to go. Where's your money? Who's going to go home tonight with the points?
Well, you know, you're looking at the fresh legs now back on the field on Darryl Powell's men.
Well, I've actually
Liam Watson, Jesse Senilefeo has took Matt Cook and Mitch Clark off. So who's going to finish the stronger? Wow.
Eddie, I've edged my bets. I said Wigan on Twitter and I said Castleford on Sky last night. So either way, I'm going to be right.
This is Williams. The ball is straight into the arms of Oliver Holmes. Did he get a call from Oliver Holmes then? The one man on this commentary team tonight, I'm not going to ask for the winner of the National, Barry McDermott.
Well, it'll be one of them.
Each way, it'll go each way. That's what George Williams did, didn't it?
Do you know, he works hard, doesn't he, Oliver Holmes, to get himself into that position, to receive that pass. Well, Adrian Lamb know that's a chance gone missing for them.
Do you think there was a call then from Holmes?
Possibly. I mean,
ball inside, thank you.
The bookmakers thought this was going to be close, talking about the Grand National. So I say they thought it was going to be 50-50, really. They couldn't pick a winner. It seems that an hour into this game, just over an hour, there's just 2 points separating these two teams.
That's Will Maher playing the ball there in his first appearance of the year. He was 18th man at Leeds last week. Another great kick here from Truman. Trying to land it on the sixpence instead. Manfredi gets to it, but what a good follow-up from Truman.
Well, trying to make Don Manfredi feel uncomfortable, make him chase that ball instead of dropping it just in front of him. But they know how dangerous he is, and they followed that up with strong defence. Another strong defence here on Willie Isa.
That's Shorrocks. Gives the ball into the field to Navarrete.
Do you want my tip for the Grand National?
No. My tip for you, Barry, keep your money in your pocket.
Tiger roll. Can the Tigers come through strong tonight?
Where do you get?
Well, it could be Warrior's Tail.
Which one are you going for, Phil?
I'll go Warrior's Tail. You've gone Tiger Roll.
Are the horses called the Tiger Roll?
Yes, yes.
Is there? Okay.
Here's
Joe Burgess, and he's running as quick as a national winner. And he's got over in the corner for his second try of the night. And Wigan get back in front with 16 minutes to go.
Well, it was young Morgan Smithies who passes him the ball over on the left-hand side. They've not had any decent field position in this second half. And the kick from George Williams is a good one. And you can see the effort there from Oliver Gildart to get the ball, passes it, offloads the ball to the youngster, Morgan Smithies, who spots his wingman out wide. And you can just see that this Wigan side's still working hard. They've got to take the chances, and Oliver Gildart, who had an excellent first half, as they offload the ball, and it's a simple touchdown for Joe Burgess.
Well, Cas Tigers, the fans just wanted had a look at this challenge. Agodu, Gildart, James Clare, they all collide in the air. Looks a fair challenge to me. Looks a quality pass.
I'm not sure they're complaining about that. They're complaining about the fact that there's been red flares thrown onto the field here from the Wigan supporters at that end of the ground. The stewards are out there, the referee is out there as well. They set the flare off when they scored the try through Burgess, but the next thing is it's ended up on the pitch, and that's a bit dangerous.
Well, not a good look.
There's a white one come on the field now, the white flare now.
No, not a good look, especially when players are stood underneath the post. Conceded a try, Adrian Lamb.
The players have actually moved now. They're walking towards the halfway line while the conversion is being attempted.
Don't blame them. Red flares, white flares, so we know who's thrown them.
And the poor old touch judges, they still have to stand there and just put the flags up if the kick goes over.
Zach Hardaker with another difficult conversion attempt. It's only 2 points, the difference this. This won't be a defining moment, but it will give Wigan a 4-point lead if he kicks it, and he fails. Not been at home with a goal kicking tonight, his old stomping ground, but Burgess's 2 tries, the latest one giving Wigan a late advantage.
I think Oliver Gildart's done brilliantly well here, hasn't he? To get himself first to be onside, then challenge that kick. What a catch turn. And then the pass from Smithies. I'll tell you what, that's brilliant composure. Looks to the right, sees to the left-hand side that the better opportunity was with the left winger. Burgess goes in again, making sure. 2-point advantage.
Only kicked 2 from 6 tonight. It's a bit closer at Wakefield. It's all square there. And I wonder at 26-28, it's not so close at Warrington. I wonder at 26-28 here whether Castleford might be involved in the second golden point in successive matches.
Well, we're hearing over at Wakefield 2 tries for David Fafita. So Wakefield and Huddersfield, a real contest, and I'm telling you, Danny Brough will be involved at some point. Expect a 1-pointer knocked over from that fella.
Tautai with a great offload. And there you go, there has been a 1-pointer knocked over. I wonder if it was from Danny Brough. And it was from Danny Brough right here.
He's heard that call in his ear, Eddie.
I think he has.
It's not Mystic Buzz.
I haven't.
This is
Williams. Never prosper.
Williams with a crossfield kick, looking for Sargentson. Oh, the ball is free. The ball is free. This could be a try for Manfredi. Did the Castleford man ground it first? Is it a knock-on by Wigan? Is it a knock-on by Castleford? What on earth has happened? The referee asks James Childs to have a look, but he has given a try on the field.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Chris Kennell got to deal with so much. You can see
James Child has now.
Yeah, but you can see where he was. He was over just on line where that ball was kicked.
Sargentson looked a touch in front, maybe, but we couldn't tell for sure.
Well, does he knock the ball on when he goes up in the air to challenge for this ball with Greg Eden? And I think he does. He's knocked that ball forward. Dan Sargentson. It's a good contest in the air.
Is that sufficient evidence for you, Terry?
Yes.
Well, I think there's definitely a knock-on by Sargentson, but is there a knock-on first by Castleford? So I think it's all about the restart. And I think there's a knock-on first by Greg Eden. And then we've got a knock-on by Sargentson. So we get no try, but I think it'll be Wigan head and feed here.
But there is sufficient evidence to turn this down, you feel?
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like it's going backwards.
It's going backwards towards the line.
This is just a knock-on from Wigan. Dan Sargentson knocks the ball on. Greg Eden's facing his own try line.
That's right. So I think even though there's a touch by Eden, it goes backwards. and then there's a knock-on by Sargentson. So,
well, this is a
I'll
vital,
reverse my scrum.
This is a vital decision that's coming up here, because if it is given the green light, and we don't think it is, but if it was, that would have been Dom Manfredi's first try since last year's grand final. Let me know this is going red. There you go.
But the momentum has just swung towards the Wigan Warriors in that kicking game. It was a reactive kick from George Williams, puts it on the head. And who could blame him of Greg Eden? He can do some tremendous things in a game of rugby league, Greg Eden, but he's also prone to a few bloopers, as we saw a few weeks back.
Well, now Wigan are hunting the mistake from Castleford. They're flying out of the defensive line.
Move, Tommy! Hold, go.
Nobody wants to miss a tackle here. As Watts carts the ball forward once again for Castleford.
Move, get square! Hold, go.
This is Milner.
And this is where you do want...
He's back.
Oh, yes. The game changer.
Move, get square! Come on,
we can say Warrington have won.
Go, 4.
We can't say who's won here. And he's back
and
as
Mitch
well,
Clark
Mitch Clark.
as well. Yeah.
They're the two aces in Darryl Powell's second half pack.
And when they've been on the field, the job has been so much easier for Jake Truman. That short kicking game, he goes high and hanging here.
Hardaker pouches it safely, though.
He's got time, Jake. He's got time, Jake Truman, when he's forwards again in that momentum. He's got an accurate kick. And his defence and the Castleford Tigers' defence has been spot on.
Sargentson again. It's Castleford's turn now to try and pen Wigan back deep in their half. Full time, Wakefield have nicked it courtesy of Danny Bruff's drop goal, 17-16. Wakefield have beaten the Giants. This is Sargentson. Last one. The kick here then. From Shorrocks. Straight into the arms of Callum Turner, one youngster to another.
Well, Wigan down nearly to 12 men at the moment. Dom Manfredi's back, injured, so they've got no right winger. I don't know whether Castleford have got anybody smart enough for the vision to see it as Eden now runs centre field, but shorter troops on this side.
The shorter troops full stop. There could be in all sorts of strife here, Wigan.
Yeah, Jared Samet, Joe Greenwood.
We're going to have to stretch him off here.
Warrington have won. And I understand Tom Lynham got a hat-trick in that match for Warrington, so he's back with a vengeance. This is Truman again. Here is Cook. He's played a massive role in this second half performance. Truman once more. That's a lovely angled kick, but it runs dead in goal.
And he's touched it as well, Zach Hardaker.
Oh, he has as well.
Wow, what a kick. His kicking game has been exceptional, Jake Truman. He kicks back against the grain, into the space, and Zach Hardaker thinks he's got time right up until the point that Jesse Seni-Lefeo, he's breathing down his neck.
7 goal line dropouts that Castleford have forced.
I can't remember a game that a team has forced that many goal line dropouts.
Shot clock off, it's corrupted.
I can't. 10 minutes to go, 2 points in it.
Oh, knock on!
It was a knock on. It was a knock on.
What a moment! What a massive moment in this match.
Underneath his foot, and it just hit his hand, and it was knocked on. Watch this. Underneath the foot there. There's the knock on.
Wigan were desperate, weren't they? Wigan were desperate to avoid defending. You see the ball goes down, straight down to the ground.
Difficult, of course, to take that, but should he have taken it on the
I was just going to say that, sorry to interrupt, Phil. He's a fullback as well, Peter Matautia. He catch them all day and all night, but he thinks he's got time, tries to trap it with his foot. I'm sure if he had his time again, he'd do the format.
Well, Zach Hardaker, who touched the ball and conceded the goal line dropout, takes the first tackle. Sargentson takes the second.
Stand 2. Wait. Go 2.
Here is Shorrocks. Drops the ball off once again. It's a really good contest, this. Navarrete.
Free. Go.
Plays the ball quickly. Luluai. To the left-hand side they go. Oh! Bullock has put it down.
lost.
Well, the stakes are high, the 2 points are vital for both sides, and the mistakes are coming thick and fast.
Well, it just opens up for him, doesn't it? Joe Bullock
hangs on to that, he could have scored.
Yeah, he realises that if he catches that, he spots the space in front of him, and Adrian Lamb, the frustration knowing that this is well and truly a contest, just a 2-point lead.
Did he have a look at Matt Cook? Matt Cook on the inside, just making himself available. Replacement forward on the ball now. Did he do enough to put Joe Bullock off?
Milner to Agodu. Here they come again, Castleford, but here come Wigan in defence again.
Move to
He's thrown to the ground by Navarrete. A bit of a mess around on the floor there, might have been penalised. This is Clark. This is Clark. Down he goes on tackle number 3. Here comes Jesse Senilifeo. Well, they were beaten by a point last week, Castleford, in golden point extra time. They're 2 points adrift here. Truman with another lovely little kick. Hardaker feels it, gives it to Sargentson.
A measured kick, Eddie, and the man who kicked the ball is the man who takes Dan Sargentson to ground.
Liasa, only 10 metres away from their own line, are Wigan. Here comes Hardaker again, rushes off one, can't get away from Milner.
Go through.
Decent run from Partington.
Well, they're certainly making it difficult and uncomfortable for Wigan, aren't they?
Oh, Hardaker nearly dropped that. He went for a kick on tackle number 4, straight into Turner's arms. So now it's Castleford's turn to have a crack. Turner gets away from a couple. There's the meat in the Wigan sandwich. Here goes Eden. They can't touch him because they weren't standing square. Eden gets Castleford to the halfway line, tackle 2.
Well, they need that sort of form that they showed in 2017. Playing off some speed. Here goes the captain.
Oh, Shenton tiptoes through them. He's got Senilifeo outside him. He's got Eden in support. That's a great tackle by Hardaker. Here is Eden now. And he finds Truman, who finds Watts, who gives it wide to Matautia. Matautia goes further wide. It's a chance on that far side for James Clare. And he is held up just short. Agodu! Oh, I think he might have got this down. I think Tio Agodu has got this down. Chris Kendall knows how vital this is. So he's handing it upstairs again for James Giles to have a look at. But it's a try on the field, and it is just a question of does he ground it. And look at the reaction from him. Well, he thinks he's grounded this okay.
Well, just look how strong he is, Eddie. Look at him, he knows exactly what he's doing. He tries to get the big see you later off to Gildat. He gets that ball down on the line.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What about the celebration of the player who was terrorising that first half with Oliver Gildat?
On the line is good enough.
That's
what a comeback.
It's an incredible comeback, and they're going to be 2 points to the good again with 6 minutes to go. Tio Agodu, he missed the last 2. Just 2 in Super League last year, 3 tries on the wing in the Super 8s against Hull in defeat. 1 try here tonight in what might be a victory.
Well, the captain gets his hands on the ball and comes up with a real big play to get him into that field position. There's no panic from Castleford. And what about that ball from Matautia? He hits that ball out to the wing, and then the youngster spots that Oliver Gildart's not quite set. He sees the space, he knows he's got the power, and that's a big effort and a big finish as well from the youngster.
Well, celebrations from the Castleford Tigers, and that's the difference, isn't it? Adrian Lamb knows that this is all on now. 2 points in front, will it be 4?
Well, look, he hasn't missed yet. This is the most difficult kick he's had tonight. It's on its way, it's on its way. They lead by 4, and there's less than 5 minutes to go. Darryl Powell delighted, so are his supporters. What a victory this will be for them if they hang on.
If you had to script a perfect game of rugby league, I think you've probably got the scenario where, 75 minutes of the match gone, one team ahead by 4, the home supporters joyous after a terrible first half, and a short restart now, Wigan desperate to get the ball back.
But Castleford have it. Castleford have got the ball back, and what a story for Peter Matautia. Normally a fullback, playing half-back we think for the first time, hasn't kicked a goal all season. Second half he's kicked 4 from 4. It's 32-28, and Castleford are coming forward again with Watts.
I was one of those that was questioning whether they had it enough in them. This back line, this spine of the Castleford Tigers, Turner, Truman's short kicking game, Matautia from the tee and ball out of hand have been exceptional.
Last tackle coming up here. Shenton gives the ball again to Truman. Truman short pass to Millington. Millington gets the ball back to Truman. Truman goes wide with a kick. And it's claimed in the air by James Clare, who's got Burgess on his back, and that's the turnover. But from Castleford's point of view, not a bad place to turn it over.
Even the reloading attack from Cass, getting back behind the ball carrier, trying to help him out, getting him good field position. And now both sides coming in. Wigan just trying to unsettle James Clerk with the rest of his teammates.
They were too busy pushing each other, the ball was on the floor.
And when you come together like this, Eddie, you've got to remember one thing. You've still got to remember to play.
Calm yourself down. Wait.
No, the referee said to George Williams and wagged a finger at him, calm yourself down. How can you calm yourself down on a night like this? Wigan had the game in their pockets in the first half. Castleford, Darryl Powell, the coach, has turned it round in the second 40, and so have his players.
I really like that. Young player putting his hand up, trying to get his team going forward. Morgan Smithies, first to carry it forward for the Warriors.
Here comes Hardaker. Hardaker gets the ball away. Once again, big collision, and Castleford defending stoutly in the Wigan half of the field. As Shorrocks plays the ball to Sargentson, he finds Lulawai. Here comes Williams. Here comes Williams. Calm yourself down, said the referee. How can you calm yourself down on a night like this? This is Burgess. He hacks the ball forward, and it's picked up neatly by Eden, who tries to ride the challenge of Lulawai. And with 3 minutes to go, Castleford have the ball back in hand. Well, they're not the team desperate. They're the team with the 4-point advantage. They can slow this right down for the time being. Just take the tackles, get a good kick away at the end of the 6th, and see what happens.
But Eddie, it's always dangerous when you try and slow the players down. That the next man who's going to carry the ball, it's going to be a really intimidating carry because the defence is going to be up on you. Ball security is everything here for Castleford in the final stages.
They reached tackle number 5. They're in Wigan territory, and Truman shows the composure of a veteran.
He has been out of this world.
Despair for Adrian Lamb.
They've been torn apart by the kicking game of Jake Truman. The go forward of that pack of forwards, the replacements in Castleford Tigers shirts, and if they do get the victory, what a hard-fought victory.
Well, I tell you what, coaches come under the most intense pressure during the course of any season in any sport. Football managers, rugby league coaches, come what may. Whatever Darryl Powell said at half-time has worked wonders, and his substitutions at the start of this second half, bringing Clark and Cook onto the field, well, it's paid a dividend, because they are 4 points to the good, and they've a minute and a half, and they've got this set of 6 to try and stand firm.
Got to be a disciplined set of 6, Eddie.
Oh, look at this. Wigan obviously have to take chances. Here comes Bullock.
You've got to make sure that you stick in contact here if you're a Cass player.
Castleford don't want to give penalties away. Hardaker gets it away to Williams. Williams goes wide to Gildart. He was sensational first half. Here now is Burgess. And Burgess goes down tackle number 3. They're not up to the halfway line yet. Castleford must not give a penalty away. They're in the last minute. They've got 3 tackles left of Wigan this set. Here is Lulawai, shaped to kick, gave it to Shorrocks. Shorrocks does kick, invites Sargentson on the chase. Eden to the rescue. Eden pouches the ball. A minute left. Now they'll slow it down. Now they'll slow it down.
Well, look at them all flying out the line now. Navarrete there trying to dislodge that ball. Adrian Lamb. Well, he had it in the grass, didn't he? 24 points to 8 up at half-time, but just couldn't get the result against this Castleford side is determined. Wigan down on 3 players that had to leave the field, so that's affected his substitutions.
It's 6 tries apiece here at the Menderhouse Jungle tonight. The difference between the two sides is the goal kicking of a player who has never kicked a goal before this season, Peter Matautia.
Yeah, incredible, isn't it?
Last tackle to come, 10 seconds remaining. This will go into touch from Truman, surely. No, maybe not. Sargentson, this is Wigan's last throw of the dice. Hardacre booms the pass. Oh, it's a dropped ball by Williams, and they get the try! I think Castleford have got another try here. Is it Matautia? It is! Peter Matautia! He's never played in the halves before. Darryl Powell, take a bow. What a turnaround in the second half. And Castleford have won the most dramatic match. And Peter Matautia has kicked Adrian Lamb's team to death in the second half. And the Castleford Tigers have won a game that looked like it was slipping away from them in that first half. A coaching masterclass from Darryl Powell.
Well, what's the secret to his success? Because you know what? Out for the count in the first half. The second half, they'd come out. And I agree with you, Eddie. The substitutions, Matt Cook, Mitch Clark, really turned the key and they made the big difference. Hunting in defence, the back end of the game, the whistle had gone, but Matautia playing to the end. And Peter Matautia, time on the ball, any time he gets it, he will cause some problems. They've been good, and said before, like Oliver Gildart, 3 try assists, coming up with 2 tries in the first half. George Williams, very influential as well.
Well, he's 4 from 4 with the boot. He's just scored a try after the final siren and the knock-on from George Williams. Remember, Wigan, 20 points to 0 up, 22 minutes of the match. Just like last week, Castleford conceded an early lead and suddenly started playing. And boy, did they play in this second half. Matautia to try and add the extras. I think Castleford have found a new goal kicker. Peter Matautia makes it 38-28. So 38 points to 8 to Castleford since the 22nd minute.
Well, people talk about character in the side, and Paul McShane, Bimband, Adrian Lamb looked shell-shocked. Mike McMeekan, Junior Moores, Jordan Rankin, Jamie Ellis, Greg Minikin, Luke Gale all missing, but this side, to come back from behind at half-time by 16 points and get the result, thought it exceptional. Like we were saying in commentary, Eddie, young Jake Truman to force 7 goal line dropouts. His kicking game throughout the game was exceptional. The way he bossed these troops around, and Peter Matautia was a constant threat every time that he got that ball. But for me, I thought the difference was young Jake Truman. He really did stand up. He took control. And outstanding. And Darryl Powell, well, onto the pitch. We saw him last time we were here with the Sky cameras. He was disappointed, but his half-time team talk certainly worked, didn't it, Eddie?
Unbelievably. Remember, 24 points to 8. They trailed at half-time. They've won the second half by 30 points to 4.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Said both sides missing plays, but there's some key individuals missing for Darryl Powell. And look at those fans celebrating. Know that this song's one of your favourite, Eddie.
Sweet Caroline. They sing it every time they win here, and boy, they win quite often on this ground. Their last match, actually here, was arguably Castleford's worst home performance under Darryl Powell when they were taken to the cleaners by St Helens. They went very close against Leeds, and they have absolutely bossed the second half here to win an epic contest. Right, time to crown the Betfred man of the match. And I think you guessed it, it's Jake Truman. It's with Fraser Dainton.
Yes, indeed, Jake Truman, many congratulations. Betfred, man of the match. A fantastic game. Just sum up your feelings after what was an incredible match here tonight.
Yeah, a great match. We were poor at first half, but we knew if we come back, we had a feeling in that first half that if we just completed the sets, we'll get them. We get them.
What is it about this Castleford side which means that you have to give sides a start before you come back in?
I don't know. It's always hard to put a full 80 together, but we're nowhere near it at the minute, but luckily we just got it done.
You've got a lot of players who are injured, you've got players playing out of position. Tell us about the spirit this Castleford side has.
Yeah, as you can see over the last few weeks, that we've started really poor in our team. We're not our spirit, wouldn't have them comebacks and wouldn't have them sort of performances in second halves.
And what does this do to you now? Because you'd had a couple of defeats, obviously, beforehand. You can pick up from here and carry on?
Yeah, we needed a win tonight. 3 wins in a row, that's tough. That's when you start losing confidence. So we needed tonight. It's a big boost for us.
Well, congratulations on becoming man of the match. There's a £250 cheque for a charity of your choice. Where's that going to go?
Scoliosis Research, please.
Congratulations, well done. Let's have a word with Matt Cook, who joins us now. Matt, congratulations. What on earth was going through your mind towards the back end of that game?
Oh, a bit nerve-wracking, you know, especially after last week with Leeds, it going right down to golden point, and we didn't want to be in that position at the back end then, so it was nerve-wracking but exciting, and good to get on the right end of the result.
Halfway through the first half, you looked dead and buried.
Yeah, you know, it was a bit frustrating at half-time. We were saying, like, you know, 90% of our stuff we were doing really well. It's just a little one percenters here and there that caught us off guard, you know, wrong reads here or there that led to their points, and if we can fix them up, we'll look a lot more dangerous.
And what did Darryl say to the players at half-time to spur that second half comeback?
Just to, you know, look at the positives that we were doing. We watched a few clips in there was a lot of good stuff in there, and just, you know, called out a few individuals for their one-on-one mistakes, and the boys stepped up in that second half and fixed them and put them right, and I've taken my hat off to Toyo as well at the end there, getting that try down that short side. You know, it was a big try, that, and an important one to get us back in front, and well done to the lad.
Well done, Matt. Let's bring in Peter Metautia, who's been very much a hero tonight, who I understand you'd never kicked a goal before, but my word, you were under some pressure there, weren't you?
Yeah, it was, some of them were flukes, so no, it's you know, we're lucky that they came off today, and credit to the boys digging in that second half.
This is becoming a regular thing, isn't it, the Castleford comeback?
Yeah, we'd like for it to happen the other way around, you know, start better, but yeah, look, 2 points, and you know, we've got to back to the drawing board for another tough game next week.
And what will this do for the side for confidence now, do you think?
Yeah, mate, we're going through a tough period at the moment, a lot of injuries and a lot of young kids filling in, and yeah, look, it's I'm proud to get these 2 points for the two boys who got milestones today.
Thanks so much, Peter. Let's bring in Zach Hardacre. Unfortunately, a difficult return to your home patch. What on earth happened there, Zach? Because you really seemed like you got the game well and truly in the bag, but it slipped away from you.
Yeah, we spoke about it at half time. We said, look, we don't want to be one of those teams under us post after 20 minutes, conceding a few tries, and we did exactly that. Literally just rolled us 100 metres every set. We finished the sets quite well sometimes, and then literally the middles just tore us apart. And then a few dummy half tries there. Shocking second half, really shocking. And to say what we did that first half, it's pretty frustrating.
Adrian Lamb did say to me at the end of the first half he was worried about those middles, and you called it there. It was down the middle where you were really vulnerable tonight.
Yeah, their middles played really well. You know, Milo and Watsy on the show there, and then you know, Cookie came on at second half and tore us to bits. So. Yeah, the middles played really well there, and that's what happens. They've rolled us from one side of the field to the other.
And we knew you were going to get a hot reception tonight, but you seemed to handle it pretty well.
Yeah, you know what? I played it in my head before the game, and I thought it was going to be a lot worse. So it wasn't too bad. Just when I was kicking, I was on my own. There were about 7,000 fans shouting at me. So it was all right. It's what I expected. So yeah, I'll go from there.
Thanks very much, Zach. Let's have a word with your head coach, Adrian Lamb, who's going to join us next. Actually, let's get Adrian on first. Oh, Darryl's going to come and join us first. Darryl, what a comeback. It's becoming a regular thing now, isn't it, the Castleford comeback?
Oh, well, we won this time, so, look, we've got a fair team here if we can sort some of our issues out. I thought character and toughness of the team was fantastic. You know, half-time last week we were in a similar position, and we came back to within shooting distance of winning that game. Thought we probably should have done, but tonight thought it was an awesome effort. I thought our pack were unbelievable. They just pummeled away at the middle of Wigan, and eventually we came out on top. But it'd be a fair game to watch, I would have thought, that one.
And it was through the middles, wasn't it, particularly in the second half, where you were able to exploit some gaps and really cause havoc.
Yeah, I think you know, Mitch Clark hasn't played this year. I mean, for him to do what he did there, Matt Cook, I thought was immense. You know, Watts has been fantastic for us all year. Miller has, and a special mention to Adam Milner. Who, you know, he hasn't played 80 minutes this year, and he's hardly played at hooker as well. So, you know, for him to do what he did tonight in the absence of Paul McShane was pretty special, I thought.
And I think you found a new kicker in Peter Matatia.
Yeah, he strikes the ball all right, and he. You know, Callum rushed us a little bit in the first half, and I thought Peter showed a fair bit of maturity and a fair bit of leadership to take that on, so that was great.
Well done, Darryl. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Let's bring in Adrian Lamb, who, again, a bitter pill to swallow tonight, Adrian.
Yeah, you know, it was a pretty good game of rugby, to be fair, if you're watching it from home. But look, I thought our first half was outstanding, but I think we completed at 90% and put ourselves in a position to win the game. And, you know, I thought we had a set in the second half there where they were one player short. Actually, probably wouldn't have noticed it on TV, but they were one player short, and we dropped the ball there. And then for the next, I think, 17 minutes, that was it. We didn't touch the ball. So
3 tries in 6 minutes in the second half. That was the start of the comeback. That really hurt your heart.
Yeah, it did. But we were also down to one sub, and we had a few injuries there. And I knew at some stage tonight that, you know, we'd be a little bit light on in the middle, and it probably needed 1 or 2 more senior players would have helped there. But I thought the boys were courageous through most of it, and the middle forwards, though, we got rolled a bit in the second half. I thought without the subs there, I thought they hung in there pretty good, and a couple of soft tries really in the end, and you know, a couple of brain snaps, but you know, not too bad.
Will you take some positives from tonight's performance?
Oh yeah, look, it's a young side that we had out there tonight, and a few more injuries to add to the list, which is a concern, but really happy with how we've improved over the last month, to be fair, and we're heading in the right direction, and that's the positive from tonight. You know, Jared Summit may be out now, which is another concern. So, you know, moving forward, we just have to regroup and hopefully get 1 or 2 players back and we'll be okay.
Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you.
Yeah, Adrian Lamb, a setback for his side following back-to-back wins in the Betfred Super League. You may reflect on that game and wonder how, indeed, they lost it. 20-point lead with a minute to go in the first half. They lose 38-28 in the end. Castleford sensational in the opening minutes of that second half. Injuries to Joe Greenwood and Jared Samet will trouble the Warriors, no doubt about that. OK, we can go to John Wells now. Take us through that second 40 minutes and his game breaker, and perhaps a retraction of some of those final comments you gave me at half-time.
5 tries for Wigan in the first half, 5 tries from the Castleford Tigers in the second 40 minutes, 3 of them in a 6-minute spell, starting with a close-range effort there from Mitch Clark. Then Matt Cook on his 100th Castleford appearance, 20 points to 24. Adam Milner put Castleford into the lead for the first time in the game. But there were a lot of nervous souls in this Mendehoes jungle as Joe Burgess crossed for his second on 64 minutes before Toyo Wagodu, first appearance of the season, put the Tigers back in front, and then on the bell with the Wigan Warriors trying the hardest to get themselves into some kind of position to launch a deep counter-attack. Williams worried off the ball by Ollie Holmes, and then Peter Matautia, the scorer, to which he converted, and a 10-point winning margin, an unexpected 10-point winning margin as well. Both teams looking fragile at different parts in the game. Both coaches have got some work to do with their respective sets of players. The game breaker for me, you talk about the bench and the impact that people have off the bench, and as a coach you would want that to be a really positive, dynamic addition of pace and aggression and lift the tempo of the players. That's exactly what my game breaker did today, in tandem with Mitch Clark. Matt Cook, on his 100th Castleford Tigers appearance, I thought put in one of the performances of his career. Eddie was at pains to point out during his commentary just what he was doing, but I want to show you the meters after contact. This is what I'm trying to illustrate for you here. Point of contact, and then taking another 5 or 6 meters and carrying 3 players with him, proving very, very difficult to put down. That all coupled with some really aggressive defence, made he stood out for me, along with the try, as my game breaker this evening. That real impetus, as I said, Brian off the bench, that's what you look for from your benchmen, to add that extra dimension to a side that's out there that's under fatigue. So he's my game breaker today.
Thanks very much, John. We'll come back to you shortly.